Welcome to According to Counts. This is another special episode. We have the trifecta now. I've got Dave Cornette sitting across the table from me, and we've got all three Daves and Alan running for City Council. He is place 3. Dave Cornette, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so Dave, you're running for re-election.
Yes, sir.
And so let's talk a little bit about why did you run in the first place.
Okay.
I know I've been to a couple of your meet and greets. I kind of know what your 3 key points were.
Yes.
But let's take a minute after you do your introduction and talk about what are the things that you're most happy about being able to accomplish while on City Council.
Okay. Yes, my name is Dave Cornette. I'm running for re-election, Allen City Council, place number 3. The reason I ran in the first place because I felt that taxes were getting to be a little bit out of control. Well, not bad. We still had the lowest tax rate in the DFW area. And I just wanted to preserve Allen. I wanted Allen to be safe and a great future. I believe I've done that. I've kept taxes low. The first year on council, we did achieve NNR. I think it was the right thing at the right time. The second year, we did not. But out of that, we did get a historic first in Allen, 5% homestead exemption. I would like to see more than that. Other people on the council want to kind of just take it slow. I'm fine with that. But I would like, my ultimate goal, yes, to have the 20%. My three main things for running for re-election, low taxes, support first responders, and police and fire, and to enhance our quality of life with our parks and our trails, and of course our new rec center, Stephen Terrell Rec Center. Just want to keep that nice, and eventually I do want to do something with Joe Farmer Rec Center. That will probably be further down the road. I might not even be in office when that happens, but to set the course for that would be awesome. I've been working for 5 years on our downtown, which we haven't had a downtown in about 100 years since it burnt down. And I have been working on that for almost 5 years now. And we are so close to doing that, and I would like to see that through.
All right, so out of those things, what would you consider the greatest accomplishment of the things that you've been able to do over the last 3 years on council?
I think the greatest thing would have to be the homestead exemption. We never had that here before. It's just a general 5% for all homeowners. So it'd be hard for any politician to come along and say, I want to get rid of that. I want to raise taxes, what they would be saying, right?
Sure.
So I'd like to think that, that's my thumbprint.
Okay.
One of my thumbprints.
Yeah, and when I was talking to Dave Schaefer, we really talked about the idea that the council's a team,
Correct.
And each member of the team gets to kind of put their 2 cents in, if you will,
right,
and gets to participate. So, but that was the thing that you would say I pushed the hardest for and made happen. And I'm not looking to say you're patting yourself on the back.
Right.
That was like the thing that you really feel like the city came through, the council did.
Yes, that was actually something I wanted from the beginning. The first year we didn't get that. Wasn't even discussed. The second year we were going for NNR again. And I didn't think we'd get it. But, I pushed for it with the hopes of, because I play chess, not checkers.
Okay, yeah,
so, I went into it knowing that I probably wouldn't get NNR the second year, but if I could get this, okay, that'd be great, and we did.
Okay, so this is always the tough thing for somebody once they're elected. But if you were to look at the city of Allen, what would be 1 or 2 things that you think, or maybe even 3 things, that you might want to improve or reconsider or rethink how it's being done currently? So not saying it's bad, but how could we improve it?
I tell you, since Mayor Brooks has been on, a lot of improvements already happened.
Okay.
Just the process of the budget was just so much smoother. I don't know if I want to say organized, but it was just so much smoother this last year. And, hats off to him for that. We also, like with our streets, including me, when I was on council, on councils before, we never knew. We just guessed how much to put into our streets. So we actually did a survey. As a team, we agreed to do this survey, and we looked at it and came back with B+ streets. I got the video presentation, and then ours is at a 83% And he said, he's seen streets come in like at 80 or less. So our streets are actually in really good condition. And now we know how much money to put per year into it. We know what streets we got to concentrate on, which ones we've got to fix. And here in just a very few short years, we'll actually be at an A on our streets if we follow the plan, which is my intention on city council, to follow that plan.
Okay, very good. So if you were to have some goals that are maybe, let's call them stretch goals, right?
Okay.
You've got your goals on the push card.
Sure.
But if you had like a stretch goal, like a dream accomplishment, what would you say that might be for the city of Allen?
Well, that's definitely get the downtown taken care of. We're going to do that in a phased approach.
Right.
Phase 1, fingers crossed, we'll be pushing dirt soon. Of course, in this economy, who knows, right?
True.
So, but that and revitalize the east side. I'm not a west side versus east side guy, but let's face facts. The east side is older. It's aging. It shows it. The majority of the street repairs are on the east side. We're going to have a lot of that coming up.
Sure.
Some of the strip malls on the east side are kind of just a little beaten down, weathered, and they're
showing their age.
They're showing there you go. They're showing their age, and we've already have made steps to possibly correct that. Very early stages. Have nothing to really say.
No, I guess
much more than that.
But basically, you have to go to private owners and encourage them to make an investment.
Yes.
That they have no guarantee they're going to recoup.
Right.
Especially with the current situation that we're in economically, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's the problem.
But there are some incentives perhaps the city can offer.
Yes.
So, of course, that's all.
Right. Well, that's what our EDC is for, correct?
Correct. Exactly. And that, that's something that I've come to appreciate over the last few years, just kind of watching and seeing things play out. There's this little bit of tension, if you will, of disappointment when Allen scores something big and McKinney is like, how do we not get this?
Right, yeah.
But there's some history in that. So
there's a little bit, the Cabela, so yes.
Yeah, a little sore spot there.
A little bit, I understand.
Okay, so looking forward, and I'll say this, of the 3 Daves, we all talked about the need to make sure that we protect and, I guess, assure our first responders that as the city, you have their back and you want to make sure that they're taken care of.
Absolutely.
And because in practice, that's their job to make sure they're taking care of the city.
Right.
So one of the things, and I think I talked about this briefly with one of your cohorts, is we touched on the idea of the importance of there being buy-in from the first responders of the city. Mm-hmm. Back home in Wisconsin, it was very common to have a residency requirement. As far as I know, there's no residency requirement anywhere in North Texas.
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily saying that's the best solution.
Right.
But one of the things that was brought up is the idea of maybe incentivizing or assisting with like housing or whatever else. Because, the other thing is, of course, teachers, right?
Of course,
you want to make sure you have good quality people that want to work for the city or the school district, and how can you encourage them to actually live in the city that they're serving?
Yep.
So is that something that has ever come up or that you would be interested in pursuing?
Actually, yeah. I was just talking to a lady last night and today, Judy Cody, and she was talking about that very same thing, and I agree with her on that. She was supposed to email me or send me something. I haven't checked yet. And, there's programs set up already. There's grants and whatnot, and I'm very interested in that.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, previously we had talked about kind of an idealized view of how the new downtown might be developed. And one of the things that had come up is kind of leaning into the notion of being like a family-friendly area.
Absolutely.
And how would... in your mind, granted, this is going to all be built by people that are not under control of the city.
Right.
The city wants to come alongside them, I'm sure, and kind of get on the same team. But as far as a vision, what are some of the things that you would like to see play out in that development?
Well, I think trails and green spaces, open spaces are very important. I know in the 3 phases that we're looking at, There's plenty of that. There's room for like a little one-man band to go out there and little dinner concerts and whatnot. I'm not talking Metallica or, nothing that big. But just something where you can...
No, we're going to have the venue in McKinney's.
We still got the event center, so... But, we're talking like little pocket parks throughout.
Got it. Okay.
Just that green space where you can sit down and have a picnic lunch or picnic dinner or listen to some music or just sit out and people watch.
Okay. One of the other things that has come up in the other two interviews and just other conversations I've had with people in Allen is that even though it's the smallest of the big four, you guys feel like you bring a lot to the table that maybe you don't find in the other cities. What are some of the things that you think distinguish Allen from your near neighbors in the big four?
Well, that we are that smaller city. We're that big city with the small city feel.
Okay.
Especially, you look out where I live here with the big trees in the front and the big mature trees. We still have one high school. That's very different from all the other ones. So when you go to a high school football game or you look at our professional sports, you go to Allen Americans or the Sidekicks games. It's the place for everyone in Allen to be. And I think that kind of just brings everybody together. Politics are set aside, race, religion is set aside. We're there for one team, whether it be the high school or the hockey or the soccer team.
It's a unifying spirit.
It very much is, yes.
Okay. Well, I would be curious if tomorrow you were given the opportunity to pick one thing, whatever it is, and implement it for the city of Allen, what would it be?
Ooh.
And it can be, an item that you would have brought in, i.e. you've attracted this massive business or investment in something or another, or just a simple law change.
Well, there's so many, it's hard to pick one.
I know.
It's hard. I guess I would, if I could just snap my fingers and have it done, it'd be the downtown.
Downtown.
It would have to be.
Okay.
I think that is an incredible opportunity, an incredible tax base. And I think it would draw a number of people from the surrounding community to make that a destination, whether it be for a unique restaurant or a unique one-man concert or a small band possibly. I think that would be it because I think that's going to really help define Allen.
Okay. So like the destination for the city of Allen, maybe not so much for the region, but for like when Allen wants to do something, this is where we go. Okay. Yep. All right. That's a good idea. Okay. Now, one of the other things, or I should say a follow-on, if you will.
Okay.
I know when you're dealing with like the first responders, a lot of focus is on, pay or retirement. I believe I've heard like equipment.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the, if I were to take those off the plate, is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything else that you think is something that could be better or utilized to advantage people wanting to come to work for Allen?
Well, I know on the police side of things, I know they need more. They're just about staffed out to the current staffing level, but even then, we've grown a lot. And so even once they're fully staffed, they're still going to need more officers. So they eliminate overtime. They can go to training. There was a time there they couldn't even go training because we didn't have enough officers. So I'd like to be able to, and that's going to take a while. That's not an overnight solution.
Sure.
It's going to take a few budget cycles. And then by then we'll grow on some more. So I think it's going to be for a while, for the foreseeable future. It's going to be every budget.
And you're dependent largely on your chief, or what are the city manager and the chief of police to kind of tell you this is what we need and this is how we need it, right?
Correct. Yeah, listen to experts, right?
Yeah. Well, in this case, we'll say yes. That's a good idea.
Okay. Yes, in this case.
Folks, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
No.
Okay, so we blitzed through this kind of fast, and I guess it's maybe unfair because you're going third. So
that's okay.
Most of the stuff's been covered. So
sure.
But I would like to say, or I would like you to say, what is it that you think makes you the best candidate for the field? I mean,
that's easy.
What is it you're bringing that is unique? We're not looking to talk about the other candidates, but just what do you have that they don't?
Well, I'm the only veteran on council, so I definitely bring. I've been to 26 countries, 26 states, 11 countries. So I've been around. I have seen what's nice and what's bad about other communities. So I have a unique, different perspective that I bring to council that the other ones do not. And plus, too, if you go back to the January 9th meeting, City Council, our CFO, the expert, the financial expert, got up. He said that the financial situation in Allen is strong. Then he pointed to us at the diocese, this council is great. This council gets it. This council knows what they're doing. And if you think I'm lying, go back and look. It's on video. It's there. He's saying that.
Okay.
I think that's probably the best endorsement anybody can get. When your chief financial officer says you're strong, you're smart, you're great, you know what you're doing, why fix what's not broken?
Okay.
And so a vote for anything else would be a vote to break the system. Don't break the system.
Okay. So you brought up something. As the only veteran, and I know you spent a lot of time over the years investing in that. Veterans' causes and concerns. Yes. Would you like to take a couple of minutes to talk about that?
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. I have been the commander of the VFW in Plano and in Allen. I've also been the senior vice commander and junior vice commander in both locations. I was a 3-year trustee. I'm currently the 2-year trustee here in Allen and will be the 1-year trustee here soon. We do things like the Buddy Poppy Drive, where we go out and hand out Buddy Poppies. We collect money for veterans in need. I'm also on the relief committee, or was. If there's a veteran that, I'll just give an example. I won't give no names, but there was this one veteran. She was a single mother. During COVID, she lost her job. She decided to go back to school. So here she is. She's going to school, got her degree, got a job, but she's just a little behind on her phone bill, her babysitting bill, and I believe it was her rent or something. And she says, "Can you guys help me out?" Normally we go up to $1,000, but this person's case, she's actually trying. She's struggling. She's trying to get above water. I think it came up to $1,200. We gave her the full $1,200. We paid off all of her bills. That's what we do. Veterans helping veterans. Twice a year we do the food drive, Easter and Christmas, just before Thanksgiving and Christmas. Just to help the neighborhood and to help the city, the community. So nobody does more for veterans than the VFW, and we're right the center of that here in our community.
Okay. So not only are you serving your brother vets,
correct,
or I should include sisters too.
Brothers and sisters,
right?
Yes.
Shame on me. But no, but then you're also said, I want to do more, so I'm going to go serve my city.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
So if for whatever reason there is another opportunity to serve somewhere else, how do you find the time to do all that is what I want to know.
I'm running out of time. I tell you, I do. This is an oddity for me to be sitting here in my dining room with the sunlight shining. That usually does not happen.
Well, I know we've been trying to get together for like 2 weeks. So
At least, if not longer, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, I always, on my show, I talk about the fact that, I've got a regular day job.
Right.
And then I do all this political stuff.
Right.
Which is like a part-time job in and of itself.
Sure.
And then I do my podcast, which is like another...
Even more.
Another part-time job. And it's the constant, how do you take care of your family? How to take care of your own responsibilities? And, I'm just... A guy like yourself, you could be like... semi-retired. I don't have to do anything. I did my bit. I mean, you're 100% disabled out of military service.
Yes.
I mean, so if anybody can say, yeah, I did my bit, that's you. And yet you're like, no, I'm going to go serve my brothers and sisters that are veterans. And, well, that's not enough. I think I'm going to go serve city council too. I mean, it's easy, if you will, if you've done extremely well in business. And then you get to be 55, 60 years old, and you're like, yeah, I don't have to do anything anymore. I'm basically going to coast. I've got, people that run my business, and I'm going to just go serve the city. And I'm not knocking that.
Sure. No, not at all.
I mean, hey, that's a great position. I wish I had it.
Hey, you mean, yeah.
Right.
Well, I am, but yes.
I mean, but, they're sitting with half a dozen businesses, a couple million in the bank, and again, that's great for them.
Sure.
But I don't think either one of us at that on this table are in that position. So
no, I'm restless. I'm getting too bored.
Restless.
I want to do something. I'd probably have less gray hair if I just stayed home.
Right.
But it's just to sit back and not serve, not to help out my city, not to help out with my brothers and sisters. I just can't do that. That's not me.
Yeah, and that's, to your point, that's a very common theme that I get with typically people that are already serving in some capacity somewhere, and then a lot of people that are wanting to run, because I'll talk to them, not necessarily do an interview, but just say, well, what do you, and it's like, I just want to serve. I just want to do something. I want to be involved.
Yep.
And, that's something I completely relate to as an individual, but the actual, guy down the street that wants to go to work, come home, and not have to worry about everything else, it's good to know that we get guys like yourself, and I'll say to a lesser extent myself, that we go and we look out for the bigger picture. We try and, protect the city, protect the county, protect the state, the nation, right?
Yeah.
And there's a certain amount of security in that. And to me, that kind of directly correlates to what we're paying or supporting our first responders, right?
Correct.
They give us a security that we don't otherwise have.
Right.
So as far as that goes, I think we've more than covered that, but in 3 interviews here.
Right.
So is there anything, well, okay, let's put it this way. If there was a business that's not already on the horizon, in other words, something you can speak about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there, right? Because I know sometimes there's deals going on, and
we got a couple of those going on right now, right?
But if you were to have a, what would they call it? The royal flush, of all things that you could strike as far as a company or business that would come and move into Allen, what would that be?
We're kind of got a unique position there with that corner lot, the Billingsley property. Mm-hmm. Now that's already been planned out, so this probably wouldn't happen. But at one time, there was talks about a European themed type building going up there, in mountainous European theme type. And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if that building went in there and then we turned this into like a little German Bavaria town?
Okay.
That would be cool. And back up in Michigan, where I'm from, we got Frankenmuth, which is little Bavaria.
Okay.
And it's all done up like little Germany, and it's just cute. It's got the little cheese shop. You got your fudge shop. You got your sausage shop. Something like that would have been, wow, that would have blown my mind up there in that corner. But the themed business doesn't seem like it's going to happen now. And like I said, she's already got plans for that area. So, yeah. But that would be great, I think, or something similar, maybe a little Italy or, a little something, a little Egypt maybe. I don't know.
Well, we've got the Croatia town.
Right.
In McKinney, and that looks wonderful.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
And there's a couple of really nice businesses in there. And
yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tracking with you. And certainly when you're dealing with, 4 cities that are essentially competing.
Sure.
Yeah. But you want to also make sure you're offering something to differentiate yourself from your neighbors. So I know I asked you this before, so you've already kind of answered it in passing, but okay. I want to get you on the record.
Sure.
Because I think this is something that would be helpful to potential voters in Allen. So my question is, hey, have you guys ever considered, as you're looking at developing along the 121 corridor, mm-hmm. How would you do that in concert with the neighboring town, right? So you've got McKinney on the north side, and then Allen's on the south side.
And then you got Frisco in the corner.
Well, we're not going to talk about Frisco.
Okay, yeah, we won't talk about them then.
Yeah, but but seriously,
yeah.
Of the 2 towns, McKinney and Allen share the longest border.
True. Yeah.
And Allen also is surrounded on 2 sides by Plano, but I'm just saying on the north side. So, have you guys ever considered that or looked into that? And do you think that would be overall beneficial as far as development goes? Because you're kind of running out of territory to work with.
Yeah. As far as I don't know, that has not happened. I'm sure there was some collaboration and some talks, I was not privy to them. Just being on council, I'm not the mayor. But I know, like, for example, we talked about this the other night. The crosswalks, they're on the 121, are maintained by McKinney. McKinney's the bigger city, and I don't know how that was bestowed upon you, probably because you were the bigger city. We appreciate that. We need to talk about a few that need to be fixed. But, no, you look like, the Byron Nelson now is coming to McKinney.
Right.
We know that hotels
right.
is something that's needed for that. And, we're looking at possibly putting some up on the 121. Cat's out of the bag on, Katie Trail Ice House is coming. Hopefully dirt be pushed soon on that as well. And that's just going to be a really great space. I've seen the plans for that, and holy cow, it blows my mind away. Of course, we got the farm with the hub, and we got chicken and pickle, high five, and whatnot going in there. Because, we talked about this tonight too, in a little bit here. Allen being the family-friendly destination.
Right.
And I think that's what's going to separate us. Nothing against McKinney, but we're better. We're Allen, right? So, I mean, and another thing I've been talking to people too. When it comes to our downtown, they're like, "We love the square in McKinney," and we do. It's great. The courthouse and the jail right down the road there. Bunch of history there with those two.
Yeah.
And we want something like that in Allen. Well, we pretty much have to buy the whole downtown area. We can't do that, but I think what we got coming is going to be great. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's like so. Frisco really kind of got the lightning in the bottle.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
I mean, between having the tollway and Preston basically running parallel for a large chunk, and
sure,
and then of course Jerry throwing in
the star
mega bucks.
Yeah.
And, I mean, so, to that end, that's kind of like all high end stuff, and
sure.
it's retail.
Yes.
But from what I see, other than the actual sporting venues, there's really not a place to go and be with the kids and do different things.
Not really.
But that's what we're talking about. That's what your vision, or what you believe the vision of Allen could be going forward, is to offer something that really isn't offered by Frisco or McKinney or even Plano.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, we got Pin Stack already.
Yes.
That's a great little facility, right? Chicken and pickle is going to be something like that, but it's going to be pickleball instead of bowling. High Five is going to be something like that, but on steroids. It's going to be like Dave and Buster's, but better.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Yeah. Now I'm getting more jealous.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a miniature golf course as well, which is something we need in the area, right?
Yeah, that is something we talked about the other night in passing.
Right.
I missed the one we had over at the Hank Haney Golf Ranch, and that was wonderful. Now, granted, I don't know how practical that is in today's day and age, but back in the day, that was awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. So, all right. Well, I mean, is there anything else you'd like to tell the voters out there or the listeners that
Well, go to my website, DaveForAllen.com. And it's like my sign says, proven leadership, dedicated veteran. The other people are saying that they want to be a leader, that they want to do this, they want to do that. Well, that's nice, but I've already done it, and I've been doing it. So, lead by example. Like I said, the financial situation in Allen is strong. We are a great council. We work great as a team, and don't broke what's not fixed.
Yeah.
Don't fix what's not broke.
I was just going to ask, did you purposely do that?
Don't fix what's not broke.
There you go. Yeah. No, you looked at me funny. I'm like,
yeah,
did you do that on purpose?
I haven't slept much lately.
Well, that is a problem during election season.
It is 3 more weeks.
Yes. All right. That concludes the questions I have.
Thank you.
You've given your closing statement. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is all.